So you're interested in starting a D&D stream? Well, I got you. My name is Jugan with Goblets&Warlocks, and this video is going to help you out, and I'm going to give you my tips and struggles, or talking points, I will say, in this video. I won't call them tips, I'll call them talking points. But anyway, let's get the disclaimers out of the way right now. This video will be not a DM tip video for any means. I might touch on some stuff that will help DMs out in some of the talking points here. All the opinions are my own, not anybody else's, and it's not sponsored in any way by anybody. With that being said, let's dive into the video. Number one, D&D is not a one-player game. Gee, thanks, Jugan. We all know it's not a one-player game, it's a group-player game. Let me explain. I have to say this. This is not, when you're streaming, it's not just you on your stream, right? You have guests, you have players, so you have to keep in mind that it's not just you. You have other people on your stream. So I'm going to assume that you already have players. If you do not already have players, there's forums on. That's where I initially found the players I had. If I didn't have anybody to play in my games, I went to the forums on D&D Beyond and did my recruiting there. I created a whole application for the game I'm running. So when I posted for Icewind Dale a couple years ago, I was shocked of how many people applied. I had like in the 50s. And I was like, I ended up eventually starting like 2 Icewind Dale games, but it was crazy. A lot of people looking for games, and there's not very many dungeon masters. When you start streaming, and if you have plans on actually gaining any kind of income through streaming and all that, make sure you have it clear and cut out to the players or your DM, vice versa. It doesn't matter. It's your stream, that if you make any money, where that money is going to. If you're gonna, like for me, all my players know, all my community knows that when they applied for my games, or if I invited them to my games, I was very clear on that, is you will not be getting paid for it, because all the money I get goes back into the stream and back into the minis, because I really chose to do my stream, which I'll get into a little bit later. And most people are okay with that, because most people just want to play. They just want to play the game of D&D because they don't have a chance to play. So when you cover all those bases and all that, you have to also, with the players that you're going to have on your stream, decide what type of stream it's going to be. What do you mean by that? So what I mean is Critical Role and Dimension 20, they're shows. So they're playing D&D, but they're playing it like as a show. They're professional voice actors, right? Are you going to do it like that? Or are you going to act like you're at home and your home game and y'all just, playing for each other? So, because reason I say that, you have to decide which one. You're going to attract 2 different audiences for that. The D&D show, you're going to be putting on a show for the viewers. The viewers are coming in to watch a story play out, right? You're not be doing so much interaction with your audience when you're live streaming, or interacting with the audience as you're playing the game, and be more like collaborating or just hanging out with chat, basically, and including them in on stuff. I kind of went with a hybrid route eventually. I started out like more of a show. We didn't have any audience interactions. Eventually we went to a hybrid version where I have alerts on and will acknowledge them through typing through game chat. Unless we got like a big raid or something, I won't really shout out or talk to the audience through the mic out loud, because I don't want to interrupt the game. So we still have the show aspect going on, but we also still interacting with the audience through chat and everything. Live streams go completely chat dark and only talk to them during breaks and stuff like that. So that's why I said decide which one you want to do and run with it, because you'll attract 2 different audiences. Eventually you get a high enough, if you're doing everything correctly, you get a big enough community, and it really won't matter what you're doing. If they're all showing up, you're having success, it doesn't matter. Number 2, virtual tabletops or miniatures. All right, if anybody knows me, anybody from my community, if you asked any of them, I'm very clear on my stance on virtual tabletops. I pretty much hate them and can't stand them. That is not the reason why I went the stream though in the beginning. That is not the reason. I was wondering when I first started out, I did my research. And I went through, when I was going through the Twitch streams, I saw nothing but virtual tabletops all the way through. And once in a while I get one of somebody actually having miniatures on a board or whatever. That's why I decided to go the miniature route, because I wanted to kind of stand out from everybody else to get a hey, this streamer is a little bit different. Let me go see what they're doing. And so that's why I don't do virtual tabletops. That's the initial reason why I didn't. The only thing I like about Roll20, let's be honest. I'll be honest with you. What I don't like about Roll20 is it's so buggy. The lighting effects bug it out. The only thing I like about Roll20 is you can go in and easily make a class from one of the official classes. You just copy and paste. You can make your class without actually having to buy the books. That's about it. That's all I like about Roll20. I love the effects and the look of Foundry. Foundry looks amazing if you get it right. But I can't tell you how many times I'll try to watch a YouTube video and figure out how it works. I can never figure it out. So if you're good with code and all that good stuff and getting Foundry to work, I highly recommend that. Oh, I should just say, there's so many times I was in a game that with somebody that used Foundry. I can't tell you how many times we had to cancel because Foundry was updating or was offline or something. So you also have that if you're going that route too. That's a problem that I've solved and that I don't like. You're probably saying, you're shitting on all these VTTs if you were to recommend one. Don't worry, I'm going to recommend one. The only one that I found that I liked, I can't really talk about it for the DM side, called Above VTT. It's an actual extension that you will use in Chrome. So let's jump over and I can show you it from a player side of the screen. All these VTTs that I've mentioned, if they don't know how to use them, like me, if I didn't know how to use them, you will have to go through and teach them. And if something is breaking on the VTTs during gameplay, it's like you pretty much have to stop the game to fix what's going on with the VTT. So that's very crucial. So anyway, let's hop over to the Above VTT extension and I'll show you what I'm talking about, how easy it is to operate. I should also preface this. If you're using D&D Beyond, I said it in the beginning of the video that I use D&D Beyond for all my games. So Above VTT works exclusively for that. And I think most people use D&D Beyond for all their character sheets anyway, because it's just easier to use. All right, the first thing you're going to do, you're going to go into Google. It works best on Google Chrome, and there's another web browser. I can't remember what it is, but it works best on that. So you're going to type in Above VTT. You're going to go over here, and you're going to, I've already enabled it, or not enabled, but installed it, so I can remove it. But once you install it, you can close it out. You go to your extensions. You're going to manage, because I have it already, so I'm going to go to my manage extensions. I'm going to add it. Once I turn it on, you go back to my character that I play in that uses VTT. I can hit join VTT. Here and above VTT, this is what it looks like. How easy it is. You can click on your sheet. Your sheet pops up. How to use D&D Beyond. I'm not going to go over all that in this video, but as soon as you do that, your character sheet will pop up. You can roll anything off of it. This is the last map that we had. This right here is your zoom out. You can zoom out of the map. This is our last map that we're fighting at, or battle. Obviously, this is the player side of the screen. If you want to use a ruler, this tells you what you can use. 5 feet is the normal. So if I wanted to use 5 feet, just tell me how far it is. If you want to draw something on the screen, if you want to do an AoE, all types of stuff. And then there's a combat tracker to pop. Oh, it's still here actually. So here's the combat tracker. Once you roll your initiative off your D&D Beyond sheet, let's see if it works. I don't know if it'll work. 13, but it didn't change it on here. So that's more of on the DM side once they initiate the tracker, because this is currently not online. This will automatically update with your automatically update with your initiative order when you roll it off, and everything it gets logged here in a game log on the right side. There's settings and stuff over here you won't really have to mess with, but this is the easiest thing, or easiest BTT I found as a player to learn and easily use. You can easily move your own character. So if you go back in with the zoom in, this is my character. I can easily move him around not a problem. And you can use the ruler, see how far you need to go. If I want to go over here 45 feet, I know about this bush is where I need to go. If I have 45 feet of movement, which is probably ridiculous, but I can easily just move it there. It doesn't matter. It's easy to use, and it's probably the best one and the only one I can probably safely recommend. So we've been talking about VTTs. So the pros is it's an online tool to help you with your players. Some VTTs actually cost money to actually use, but it's like a one-time use. So that is the pros on it. I already kind of went over my cons. I went the miniature route, right? The pros is different from most people's streams. It also has like this welcoming vibe that like you're in person, right? And I don't have to really deal with the VTT. There's not much technical aspects of it that messes up. More pricey though. The price is you have to get a better camera for a secondary camera. I eventually moved over to a Ninja. I'll link all that stuff down below. Ninja as a URL, give that to your players so they can actually see the battle cam, and it's another camera that you have set up for the battle scene. If you go to any of my past streams, whatever, you can see what I'm talking about. I have a separate camera. Everybody has their own miniature. If you do not have a 3D printer, I recommend Hero Forge for them to make their own characters, whatever. That's part of the interview process from when they apply for my games, or ask them, are they willing to buy their own miniature? And I also use a colored system. Everybody gets a color assigned to them, and then whatever their base is on the miniature would be that color. So it just helps them figure out where their miniature is on camera when they're looking on the battlefield. Eventually I worked up to get a 3D printer. So now it's a lot easier, and everybody can just buy, they can purchase the STL file and send me the STL file, and I can 3D print. And my last note on VTTs are if you decided what you're going to run, like an official published from D&D adventure or a third-party adventure, some of those also, they are integrated with most VTTs with like pre-generated maps, pre-tokens and all that stuff. So that's the other good plus for VTTs. If you don't want to spend money on miniatures like I did, I chose the most expensive route. Obviously, I know those are also good for VTTs if you're going to do that route. If you're doing completely homebrew, that's a lot more prep for DM side of the house, for prepping for your sessions, making maps, adding them, uploading them to VTTs and all that stuff. So keep that in mind for also if you're going to go VTT route. If you go miniature route, speed paints, Army Painter, Velo, it doesn't matter what you use. Speed paints are going to be your best friend as far as if you're 3D printing your own miniatures to use on stream. Number 3, overlays, music, and art. All right, you got your players. You decided what you're going to use VTTs, what type of show you're going to run, what module you're going to run, all that good stuff, right? So now you got to come up with how to make your overlays special. I'm not going to go dive too deep into it because ultimately it's your stream and how you want it to look. I have an artist on Fiverr that does all my overlays, and it's completely artist designed on the, like, it's not one of those, be very wary of who you go to. Do your research if you go to Fiverr and stuff, because a lot of people make a custom template and they just kind of reskin it and send it to you. I like to have custom stuff or nobody has the exact same thing as mine, and it's easily identifiable. VTTs, I see a lot of streams where they only need one scene where they got the little square and you have the VTT up and then the players on the bottom, DMs on the side, and a chat or the roles. It's up to you guys what you want to do for that. I've seen those. The way I do mine is I have a main scene for the talkie bit, and then I have another scene for actual combat with a camera set up and they see their miniatures, and then that's how we do in combat. What I have on my stream is the Twitch chat so everybody can see who's talking and talking to each other and all that. So I have that up. For me, I relabeled be right back screen to taking a short rest, just for flavor for D&D wise. That's just kind of what I've done. You can do whatever you want. For music, if you're going to use music in your games, which I highly recommend, it brings the illusion. Make sure you're using copyright-free music. I cannot stress that enough, especially if you can be publishing it to YouTube afterwards. What I highly recommend I use, and I think I pay like $5 or $10, is Fantasy Plus, Monument by Monument Studios. I discovered them through Dork Tales. Let's hop over to it and I'll show it to you real quick. I want to come back in, and because I realized on the editing portion of this, I forgot to mention there is a shareable link. It's over at top right by the help button. You can share this link to your players and they can listen to it separately during the game. All right, so this is a Fantasy Plus Studio. This is what you can use. You can play multiple things on the side. I like to have all my song, like music, on this side, and then I have my ambient. So like here's a fireplace, and then you have this playing, and then there's a Coliseum for music. This is just why I set up for Monday night's game or last night's game, and where we're at. So I had background harp, an ambient room with a fireplace because they were in a manor mostly, and then of course there's melee battles and stuff. So you can all have this running in the background, and whenever you change a scene, say you have some battle music, and play some battle music, and they're in a fight now. You can easily stop it. You can all overlap. You can put them on repeat. And if you want to change one of these sounds up, say maybe you don't want to have, maybe they're not at a Coliseum. They're somewhere else. There's all types of stuff. So like sound designs, action. There's all types of different music. So like if we wanted to, maybe they're going on an elven hunt. Encampment. There's all different types of sounds that can fit whatever session you're trying to do. And as part of your D&D prep, you can use that, and you can have that playing in the background while you have your sessions. And Fantasy Plus is all copyright free, so you will not get hit on it if you do upload it to YouTube. I still credited Monument Studios for all the sounds and stuff. For my streams, I also do like an intro and outro. It's just something a little extra I do. You don't have to do that by no means. Where I have everybody's art up and the photo of them, or depending on what campaign I decided to do it on. That brings me to the next part of art. I use Midjourney, at least to start out with, and then I usually, if I know it's frowned upon by the artists in the community, I use Midjourney for initially, and then eventually work into getting a professional artist done for the characters. And that's just kind of what I do, and everybody seems to like it because, like, again, when we talk about money, like I talked about in the beginning, that's kind of the thing that you need to have with your players and how much they want to invest in the game. I hope this helps out. I hope it gives a nice, good insight into what you want to do and ideas on how you want to do your D&D streams. All these tips and ideas, I keep saying tips, suggestions, they're all for what I've done and what works for me. So do what works for you and what you want to try, whatever you want. If it doesn't work out, you can always change to something later else, right? If you start out on VTT, say, hey, Jugan, I ain't got enough to do miniatures, but I really want to do the miniatures. Start VTTs first. See if you like the VTTs, and if your players like the VTTs, and then if you're feeling froggy, go to miniatures later. There's nothing say you have to be stuck in one lane. As long as you're doing what you love and everybody's having fun doing it, that's all that really matters at the end of the day. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching the video. Down in the description are links to our live streams on Twitch. So if you want to come catch us on Mondays and Fridays for our live streams, which is Order the Goblet on Mondays, Dragonlance on Fridays, and then coming to YouTube exclusively is our Black Order, which is going to be Evil's hybrid of one-shot / campaign, depending on what the players want to do with it. And then down below is a link to our Discord. In our Discord, we do our giveaways. I have snow falling dice, Christmas tree lights, and hot cocoa dice. I'm giving away 2 sets of these. That giveaway is going to last till the end of January 2024, 31st. So if you're watching after that, I'm sorry, the giveaway is already done. But if you would like, come over to our Discord. That's where we do all our giveaways. That's part of the thing where, like, all the funds I do get from my stream, the people know that it goes back into printing miniatures for the stream and doing these giveaways. That's how I'm able to do these giveaways. That'll be the last giveaway for this year until I get to California from a new duty station. And once I get out there, the giveaways will start up again, for at least for my side. My team in the Discord might do some giveaways while I'm unable to do so. I don't know if that's going to be a thing yet, so don't hold me to it. All right. With that being said, I rambled on long enough. I hope this video was enough to help you get started on your D&D streams. And if I missed anything that I didn't think of, please leave a comment down below. If not, leave your favorite emoji, engagement, and like and subscribe. I'll have more videos like this coming out soon. And like I said, thank you again for watching the video, and I'll see you next time. Peace. Standing at the cross.